مم. ذكرت ان عندي تحدي مع اخوه ذا. نشوف كيف اجمع له هذه الكتب. نيب and Laura's adventures. طيب هذا الكيس كان اسمها أصلا أظن gilded cage. هلا. نعم. سلال ايش؟ عشان نفرز ملابس قصدك؟ اوكي. شكله بنلقى الكتب القضية كاملة، فما يحتاج أبحث عنها بالحالها. بس هذا لحظة، ذا الآدمي لازم ندور عليه. قول who says the whirlpool at سالسيا ياكت كلوب جنوب جراند سراي. اوكي جراند سراي وين هي؟ هنا. يب هنا. لازم ادور في الكلاب. هلا.
Help me, please. That's a question I can answer.
Mr. Rays. بالغرفة قال لحظة ما انتبهت. غرفته وين؟ south. غرفته في جنوب النادي هناك. اوكي ما يقدر ينقذ شيرلوك. انت عندك شيء؟
Can I ask you a question? Excuse me? What? I'm not sure I know.
I know. I'm not sure I know. أوه يمكن هناك. صح هناك. الخوي ممكن تنزل هون تحسب نفسك في البحار تتأمل. يناظر بعد يمين يسار. شكله متحمس يبغى بسرعة يبحر. أوه.
The champion's whirlpool. Pool's bread and butter.
ها؟ اوه اوه هذا اخوه. وانا اقول من ذا؟ ما انتبهت والله، مو بصاحي. احسبه واحد من العمال، ما انتبهت انه اخوه. جون مجنون. رجع مرة ثانية هنا. جنان. شيرلوك، ما ودك تروح تتعالج؟ واضح للحين انت عندك اثر الصدمة.
Bloodied bandages. Someone being
اوه
Where would a champion hide a key?
bloodied champion. ها bloodied bandages. اوكي انت لك علاقة انت والبنت اكيد. يمكن في السفينة. اوه مفتوح، حلو.
a foghorn to navigate and warn others at sea.
It should have a wall. We can become pirates and show them what should be stored in here.
ما في شيء هنا. ما يمديني. طيب هذه الغرفة اقدر ادخل؟ لا. اه
I hope Paul is more skilled at yachting than he is at hiding keys.
تقول كل
Too
مرة انت
ordinary a
ترجعني.
room for a champion. There's no incentive to put in any effort.
To earn big, you have to spend big. Mr. Gilden wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty. Additional earnings to sweeten the victory. An interesting place for a message to a champion. Old betting slips. Paul always bets on Whirlpool. One victory after another. Bloodied bandages. An expensive set of tools for woodwork. An amateur wouldn't know how to use these. Shipbuilding, shipwright's tricks, sail weaving. A box full of darts. Each has a needle and can be loaded with drugs.
Drugs. ما لقينا طيب أحد الكتب.
A foghorn to navigate and warn others at sea. Undeniably psychotropes. Not for toothache, I think. Undeniable. A typical tea tin. I wonder what he has for biscuits.
مرة صوص. واضح ايش سوى. اطلق على الفيلة يوم هو قرب منها هذاك، وجاتها هذيك المشطات المخدرات وجننتها، وهو اللي صكع من المبنى وهي كذبت.
before you lose your fingers. Are you illiterate? The rules are written everywhere.
Ah, Mr. Perks, the cabin boy himself.
Champion, you mean? I was right. You are illiterate. I think a couple of shiners might teach you. One last chance. Who are you?
I am a friend of Theodore Gilden. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I need a few words from you about...
Get out of here.
لخبط.
I'm not joking. Leave
كنت
this place
أحسب
before you
إن
have
مسز
cause to
طلع قال
regret it.
مستر.
I will use force.
Do the police still throw people in prison for smuggling? Oh yes, with you helpless and handcuffed, I'd learn a few more secrets. We don't need to compete with our egos now, surely.
Oh no. I'd rather you tell me something more, so that I might have more reasons to punch you out.
فويس اكتر ما هو مرة، وغلطت انا. سموث ادم ابل فيميل. وات هذه حتكون بلوت تويست صدق. مع انه واضح انه صدق.
I'm impressed by how well a woman can handle a yacht and endure so many hardships on the open sea. The revelation of your nature could well humiliate so many rich men here, not to mention how you have broken the rules. But I understand. You've done this to forge a real career in the sport. But tell me something. Has no one asked you why you don't grow a beard?
شو كذا الصوت؟
Have you been following me? You better not be wanting to end my career, because I swear you'll regret it if I get outed.
Damn you, Paul. I'm sick of... Who's this peacock? Does he know who I am?
I definitely know who you are not. You're not a dictionary reader, at least. I wanted to see how you... pals interact with each other in your natural habitat. But I'm afraid I have to interfere.
وش ذا؟ هبطني. اصبر. يا علة.
Take a rest, my friend.
Overcome him. Don't rush.
I couldn't miss the party. I'm coming for you. I'm coming.
Too simple. Don't bother moving.
Just give
ما
him
عندي
the pepper
handcuffs. وين؟ وين؟
Get ready for some pain.
اي والله بين. شكل مالي الا البيبر سناف.
Invincible.
والله يا زفت بموت.
can overcome.
I'm dead. والله الشوت جن رهيب، موتني على طول. حتى يسوي لي ستان، يعني ليش انا ما اقدر اسوي لهم ستان؟ ليش هم يسوي لي ستان؟ تعال تعال. اوه
I'll put you 6 feet under.
لاصق لاصق لاصق. هذا بروح استلمك. Oh shit.
I'm coming for you. I couldn't miss the party.
Nope.
ليش ما تجي فيه؟ راح يقعد.
Don't. The snuff's ready.
بسم الله.
Not that easy.
Overcome him. Don't.
I couldn't miss the party.
لا خايس.
I'm coming for you.
Time to knock this guy out.
قرب. ايوه. لا خايس.
Don't cry, you'll live.
ارقد. باقي فيه. وين؟ في واحد على
It's all
يساري.
yours now. Go for it.
I'm coming for you. I couldn't miss the party.
Weaken him first.
I'm coming.
Weaken him how? يا علة.
I'm coming for you.
لا.
Don't bother moving.
The snuff's ready.
تعال هنا. تعال ايوه. ايوه.
I'm gonna hurt you.
اوه شت. اطلق. يس.
Take a
لا.
rest, my friend.
من
Give him the
باقي.
pepper snuff. And there's no reward for risking our lives.
Paul's explanation will suffice.
وين بول؟ ندس هنا شكله. مروق.
Your fellow mariners have a strange way of showing hospitality.
They were not my friends.
Are you sure? I would rather risk my neck for someone who's at least honest and thankful.
Perhaps then don't enter someone's life and be so judgmental, pretending you're better than they are.
Then give me your perspective and allow me to see through your eyes. What were you doing this morning, Miss Perks?
Don't call me that. I'm a champion. I was sailing.
The other club members told me that you missed the race this morning. Do champions not need to practice?
You've talked with them already. No, I wasn't racing. I visited the doctor after that attack on me. And then I had to honor the deal with the bandits you just took care of.
I tried to tell you before, but your partners interrupted. Have you heard the news? Theodore Gilden is dead. Do you have anything to say?
Well, what a shock. To me, he was an angry old ogre. Good riddance. Was it Goliath that killed him? Did it crush him? Break his bones? Come on, tell me. I want all the details.
You have an unusual way of showing grief. Imogen wouldn't appreciate that. But yes, the animal could have been involved.
It's poetic in a way, isn't it? It takes a beast to kill a monster. I wish I could have been that elephant.
This business of yours, you should be more careful. Ruining your life at such a young age is ridiculous.
I am careful. Except for you, no one has noticed where I store the smuggled goods. If the police arrive, there's no link to me. It's common storage, not exclusively mine.
It seems as though Theodore Gilden hung a sword of Damocles over your life and career. Were these only words, or something more serious?
Check my forearm. Pulled muscles and bruises. Small cuts. Nothing that you could call serious.
هذه الصفقة اللي جتك يوم دفها.
It wasn't him. He behaved like a rat and hired brutes. His boys tried to lock my hands behind my back, but I was faster and I escaped.
Was he so protective of his daughter, or was it your feminine secret that provoked him?
My guess is that he was protecting his property. As he saw it, he owned Imogen, and he treated her like a piece of furniture. He didn't want his daughter to be loved by anyone. What's more painful is that Theodore didn't allow me to love his daughter. Typical.
I'm not sure that your relationship with Imogen could be described as typical.
Are you afraid of a woman in trousers? Now that's typical of men.
You smuggle illicit psychotropes on your yacht. Not a delivery for the hospital, I'm sure.
Of course not. I've had to cut corners to earn some money. How might a person afford to pay for a yacht in an honest way? I don't know, although I'm smart. The buyers are my customers. Adults who are willing to pay for their pleasure, or weapons for jewels. Whatever they want me to deliver. Nothing criminal.
Well, it's your lucky day. I'm not here because of smuggling. Have you tasted this tea yourself?
I wouldn't have been a champion if I had used it. It's just a side business that keeps my career afloat. It's quite expensive to compete in yachting. Sometimes I cut corners.
Such as fixing Whirlpool yourself?
Exactly. And sometimes I just have to pay. That's how I earn money. I don't sell slaves or take the last man gear from a poor family. I'm clueless. I'm clueless.
Look what I found. A box full of darts.
Hey, that's mine.
I confiscated it. These darts appear to be filled with something. Poison? How powerful is it?
It's strychnine. Enough to instantly kill a small rodent. I haven't tried it on a human. Yet. I hope you know what you're doing.
Could it immobilize a larger animal, say, an elephant?
I've never tried, but I have wondered.
A charming picture. I've heard that champions do often pose with their trophies.
Cheeky. It is a lovely trophy, though. I'm sure you will agree.
What is it that you like most about her? Her naivety? Her father's money?
a somewhat difficult choice, especially now that her father is out of the equation. I'm clueless.
Imogen doesn't strike me as an industrious young lady, so I find it strange that she was busy packing up all her belongings when Mr. Gilden died. That's some favorable wind in your sails, isn't it?
Is it so suspicious that a couple might embark on a trip? I wanted to thank her, so we planned to go traveling. A Theodore-free place, without elephants.
The timing of it is suspicious, however. Your lady friend becomes an orphan and heir, and there's a planned trip directly afterwards.
An improvised romantic dinner will never please a spoiled girl. A planned voyage might. It's not spur of the moment. I'm clueless. I don't know what you're suggesting.
Swift, are you familiar with this name? The gentleman had business with Mr. Gilden.
Likely just another strange and wrinkled fellow like old Gilden was. Perhaps this Swift person has a rhino, and they wanted to see which pet was stronger. In other words, I don't know who he is, but I bet he's crazy like Theodore.
I doubt that Cortona has ever boasted a battle arena for that size of mammal. You have an interesting imagination. What can you tell me about the elephant?
He's smarter than some people here, including his owner. Although I feel he could be dangerous, no matter how much he's fed.
Why is that? Have you ever seen Goliath attack anyone?
Well, not exactly. But I saw it, abusing some poor tree during one of its walks with Theodore. The expression on that old ninny's face was priceless. But it wasn't funny to look at. Believe me, it was frightening.
Does this knife seem familiar? I didn't find it in your competitor's back, to be clear.
This knife is as blunt as your humor. It's a bosun's knife, but it's not mine. I wouldn't be so careless as to mislay my tools.
Too ordinary a room for a champion. There's no incentive.
مرة صص.
Put in any effort.
Ruins located at the intersection of Bazaar Road and Arnaut Street, beyond the fortification walls in Old City Cordona. Between Bazaar وأرناط في Old City. هنا نجي نشوف هنا، بس لازم اطلع من ذا المكان.
I remember the monument, Cordona's legendary pirate, the Robin Hood of the place. Do you recall it, John?
I do. I wonder if... What is that? I know I'm standing very still, but I'm not the statue you're meant to look at.
Karim of the Silver Hand, the pirate with a golden heart. I told you I remembered him.
كريم
Hey
صاحب
Sherlock,
اليد
I'm up here.
الفضية
Guess what I've found? A riddle, and it's about a treasure. Listen to this.
ذو قلب
What?
من ذهب.
John, you've surpassed yourself.
Come on, Sherry. This is just like the old days. Sherlock and John on a pirate's treasure adventure.
خليها لك بعدين.
From day to night, Aiden stands there, recruiting...
Pro-British attitude. كيف أعرف إيش قصده برو بريتش؟ طلع عرفت أي علامة اللي قبل الأخيرة اللي فيها هذه الخوذة. clothing trader هنا طلع لي وينه؟ هذا.
Don't miss out on my unique clothes. Let's pick
Okay,
something that suits you.
كنت أبغى أفس يلا.
A good choice. A good choice indeed.
يقول نظم اللي لابس أنا قرنبع قال good choice. Interlocutor Scar.
You're being an eyesore. No entry for you.
Are you able to help me?
You and I are the economic foundation of this island. We should help each other. But I don't know what you are talking about.
May I ask you something?
Go back to work. I'm not answering your questions.
You obviously haven't thought this all through.
يا ربي هذا ما يصدق لازم يحش. Oh, all city marketplace in the west end of the district. West end من هنا. كافيه قهوة كافيه شو قصده؟ نعم صباح على خير. أبوي بعد راح ينام؟ أوكي أيوة تمام. أوكي سلام. وين الماركت بليس ذا؟ هذا اللحظة يخ.
Could you help me?
I've never heard of it. I'm sorry. Nice affordable clothes. Step right up.
Oriental rugs at a good price.
Sir, kind sir, might I steal your attention?
I'm not buying.
Ah, that is the thing. You won't waste a single mangir. I am a
ماسك
digger,
اللهجة.
you see, and I have heard of a dig site so deep it clogs your ears. I want to be there.
Why are you telling me this?
I have heard of a man recruiting for such a dig. A man with a scar, such as the one that you're hiding. And your boots are dirty with the deep clay I am so familiar with. Oh, I hope it wasn't too rude of me to point that out.
You have a good eye. And you just want to dig? Dig deep and that's it? What's the catch? Are you in desperate need of money?
Oh, there is no catch, sir. I won't even ask for advance pay. Just give me a shovel and I'll dig a hole like you've never seen.
Huh. Is that so? Well, I have to ask you an important
الأذان
question
في
first.
اللعبة.
Would you be fine working for Brits?
Brits? What?
I am all for them.
Well, you say that, but can you prove it?
I'll sing you a very special song. God save our gracious queen.
Cut it! Or people here will make you their queen.
I can also speak in limericks.
Please don't. You might be a little bit weak in the head, but a natural born digger with a keen eye is what we need. Take this permission slip and go to this address. The guard will let you in and check with the professor once you're there.
أيوة هناك. السلام عليكم.
Stop loitering and get inside.
لازم هواش لازم.
Newcomer, talk to the professor first. He's the old fellow with the glasses and the plans.
Where's the fire in your eyes? Where's the smile? I am sick and tired of seeing apathy among the new workers.
Sir, believe me, I do have the spark. I want to start work straight away. It's as important to me as it is to you.
Ah, that's the spirit. I'm on the verge of a great discovery.
I am ready to work.
Splendid. Do you know what I am working on?
archaeological treasure. You're hoping to find something priceless, something that will change our history.
Bravo, young man. I couldn't have said it better myself. It's true. We're looking for Vitus Lemonius's tomb.
I'll help you. That is my goal as a worker.
Good. Listen to me carefully, then. I hate repeating myself. I am Professor Swift. We have 3 rules here. Don't touch anything, always return the tools, and don't distract me unless you find something.
Sounds simple enough. Are you the only one in charge here, Mr. Swift?
Yes, I am the only one, and no one else. You hear anything other than that, it's a lie. People of your kind can have difficulty understanding who's in charge. Take a minute, memorize my face, and then get to work.
Oh, I will definitely take a closer look to memorize my superior. I wish I could be as passionate about something as you are, Mr. Swift. You value knowledge and dedication over everything else.
It's a long road, young man. A sharp eye and attention to detail are the only stepping stones along this path. You have to sacrifice everything you love for the larger prize.
Exactly. So much in life is superficial. I wish more people would understand.
I never heard a truer word, lad. Folk will ignore what truly matters in life, and for what? Convenience.
Bold words indeed. I doubt that many scientists would be willing to support their bragging with fieldwork.
The academic world is full of restrictions. Our honorable professors are too afraid to dirty their hands. God forbid if they have a stain on their shirt. You can follow in my footsteps. You can start learning by returning to work. Show me what you can find.
This reminds me of my father's room. A plan for this whole operation. This might prove useful. I'll note it down. Straw dolls. Eerie, but effective for a scene recreation.
Oh, I want one of these. Or 2.
Oilcloth. Won't fade and waterproof. Enough here to make 10 sails and more.
Don't touch anything here. Get back to work.
لازم أشحن البطارية. أشحن اليد، قلت أشحن البطارية. يلا.
Excuse me, just one question.
I like you, friend, but I can't help you. Swift lost his temper when he learned what happened to the statue.
Quite daunting to see how deep the dig is.
ما في شيء.
Working and living by the sea. What a dream.
Oh, شكلها
Somehow the text remains legible. Let's see if I remember my Latin.
واو مجنون هذا.
A goddess? A mother? Someone's wife? A sickle for harvesting. The ancient Romans honored the seasons. There were 4 statues here originally.
I wonder what the 3 other statues look like.
I see now. Mr. Swift didn't realize the significance of the statues.
أيوة. قالوا اللاين هيد طاح. ايوه هذا لا اها
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Seems everything's in place. Now, let's see what this has to tell us.
اليد تهتز هنا.
Here is your discovery, Mr. Swift. Hey, look at this.
What have you found? Don't let anyone touch anything there. Eureka! I found you, my friend.
Working and living by the sea. What a dream.
نروح نفتش المكتب. Oh.
A box of darts. Handy against rodents of all kinds.
Trying to take over my research, are you? I come here to pick up my diary, and I find you snooping around. Explain yourself.
Mr. Swift, if that were true, I would have been on my way to the newspaper. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I didn't have a chance to introduce myself properly.
Oh my god, the plot twist.
Gracious. You deceived me, sir. What is the reason for your being here? Who sent you, Mr. Holmes?
Theodore Gilden's premature death brought me here.
Theodore is dead? How can that be possible?
I'm thinking of all the possibilities, and I'm not crossing out anyone who might have been involved. Even his elephant. The land you're excavating belongs to Mr. Gilden, does it not?
Did I hear an accusation? I have nothing to hide. You can ask me whatever nonsense you've prepared as a
أعتقد
token
أنه
of
هو
my
ضوء.
diminishing respect towards you.
Very well, Mr. Swift. I appreciate your cooperation. When was the last time you saw Mr. Gilden?
A couple of days ago, we discussed the site. I believe in the tomb and its secrets. Theodore's patience was stretched, however. He was already inventing new projects. It wasn't a long conversation. I suppose that his daughter will inherit everything now, along with all of the eccentricities and problems.
And not forgetting Goliath.
Eccentricities and problems, Mr. Holmes. One of many.
Were you at the site this morning?
Affirmative. This project is taking a lot of my time, as you see. I spend more time underground than on the surface.
When did you learn about Theodore's death?
Just now. You just told me.
And you aren't surprised, shocked? I won't tell anyone if you shed a tear or two. Weren't you partners, after all?
We were. And it is a real shame. But I've seen too many deaths in my life, Mr. Holmes, for the news to truly shake me. Will you allow me to return to my research? Or are you insisting on remaining an obstacle?
Oh, I haven't even started yet. What's with this box of darts? Is it for a scientific argument?
A little darker than that. Rather for killing the kind of rodents that might nibble a nose or a toe in your sleep.
Let's just say I have to protect myself against a larger animal, such as an elephant. Might it be enough to stop it, make it faint?
If I were you, I wouldn't bank on it.
You have a weakness for nostalgia? Or, rather, do you use it to record a list of enemies?
Young man, you need to check your moral compass. Reading another person's diary is a sin in every culture that I can think of.
But you aren't answering the question.
You've already read it. Why bother? I simply record my life to keep my memory clean from misinterpretation. Letters and pages don't lie.
But the writer of the text can. With this book, you attempted to plan an attack on the elephant?
Your insinuations are out of place. Goliath is a frightening animal. All I wished to do was to understand the creature. As any scientist would do, I researched, analyzed, and drew conclusions.
And what conclusion did you draw?
That Theodore Gilden made the animal miserable. He couldn't provide the proper environment for the beast. My interest in the subject ended there. I'm a busy man. Moving on. I'm a busy man.
What's with this intricate recruitment process? Pro-British workers charge less?
As a head of this organization, I need to secure a productive environment. It's impossible to do so if there are political differences. Especially here, where the native population doesn't support our efforts to find the ancient artifacts.
Decent pay can also stimulate productivity and shut down any political discord. Hadn't you thought of that?
You're young. You have time to fritter and fight with everyone you meet. I don't have such a luxury. Our workers receive enough pay for what they do. So don't start a discussion you know nothing about.
Remember one of the rules? It seems that you didn't return a tool. Is this knife yours?
Do I look like a fellow who carries a knife? I don't need it.
There are plenty of uses for it on the site, and outside of it.
I have other people to cut ropes for me, Mr. Holmes. Moving on. I've nothing to add.
Gilden's elephant is quite an unusual addition to Cordona's fauna. What is your scientific opinion on that?
No matter how much Theodore loved it, it still remained a wild animal trapped inside a stone pen. Goliath needs savannas, fields, lakes.
I'm sure that Goliath did not have a plan to kill his owner to head to the savannas. What do you think?
No, animals don't kill in a typical sense. I can only presume that it tried to protect itself from captivity, from Theodore. It was a gilded cage that was predestined to break.
Your partner had a very specific attitude towards the things he treasured. Was this habitual for him?
That would have been too much even for him. Don't get me wrong, he had a harsh temper. Like a true businessman, he was ready to burn his competitors to the ground.
But threatening someone physically would have been something new even for him, am I correct?
Absolutely. Besides, I had never seen him this angry. The fellow who received the letter must have been extremely alarmed.
Did this plan cause a rift in your business relationship with Theodore Gilden?
Nothing like that. Admittedly, we didn't share a common vision of what is more important, the past or the future. In my opinion, we can't build a future without knowing the past.
So you wanted to save the tomb of Vitus here, or perhaps your control over the research?
Only the knowledge that rightly belongs to humankind, nothing less and nothing more. I'm a busy man. Moving on. I've nothing to add. I'm a busy man. I'm a busy man. I'm a busy man.
Have you seen this person before? The one beside Imogen Gilden?
No, but he's with Imogen, so I suppose that he's a friend of hers. That girl always has her head in the clouds. I could have said Theodore was different, but that wouldn't have been entirely true.
Away with the fairies, was he?
That's one way of putting it. Either way, I don't know much about Imogen's life or her friends. The type of elite that pretends to be educated. Be swift.
Just MacArthur Swift. Wow. اوه ويت، ما دخل السيمتري، لا على اليسار هنا. طلع جلايث ميل، انا كنت احسبه فيميل، ف طلع يعني ذكر، فلازم نضخ العطر الحين. تعال تعال هنا. ما أخذت الفابريك يا الله. طيب أنا لازم أسوي دمية، دمية الفيل نفسه، شم الريحة وبيجي مسكين.
Stop shirking. Get dressed properly and come inside. Stop.
بص
This fabric will work.
خلصنا من المنطقة. اوه باقي اروح اجيب العطر صح، ما اظن شيرلوك اخذه، بروح البيت واجيبه. العطر خايس معك. ممكن غرفة البنت.
I don't have any thoughts on this.
Have you seen what your father sent to Paul?
This is despicable. My father was never a gentleman, but this crosses the line. I knew that father wasn't fond of Paul, but this is just awful. If only he could have seen how good Paulie is to me. I've nothing to say about this. 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 I'm afraid I can't add anything useful. I don't have any thoughts on this. I'm afraid I can't add anything useful. I'm afraid I can't add anything useful. I'm afraid I can't add anything useful.
Are you aware that Paul smuggles drugs for a dangerous gang?
Mr. Holmes, I've already told you. I call him a pirate in play. He's not an actual pirate. He's a champion and a brave gentleman, not a thug.
Let us agree to disagree on that. But don't be surprised if one of his clients knocks on your door.
الحين ما شلت
Why do
جثته.
I get the worst jobs?
He was certainly under pressure.
Hog heaven.
الايتمز وين بالله؟ زي ما توقعت. الأخير هو اللي هنا يابا. هذيك فورنوغراف شي زي كذا. هقول خلاص. بول انت مشتبه فيه رقم 1. عندك كل شي مزبط، الخطة كلها.
It might fool an elephant.
Mrs. Nini seemed to know her sewing inside out. I bet she missed us.
I hope... Miss Nini won't misunderstand me.
بهذا الطلب تدعي بس. وين مركز الشرطة؟
Good day, madam. I've come to you with a special requirement. The tailors on the street can't help me, I'm afraid. Could you make a doll for me?
Oh, Signor Holmes. You taught the police how to do their job, and they found the thief. Of course I will help you. But what sort of doll? A child's doll, such as my great-niece might play with?
A little larger than your typical doll.
Signore, I don't understand. Boy, girl, animal, and what color?
Animal, a passionate, perhaps amorous animal.
Oh, Signore, you talk in riddles. I am an old lady who's seen it all. Tell me what you need.
I need a life-size elephant.
I think Mrs. Nini outdid herself with this one. Is that a tail?
That's a trunk, John, but I must agree with you that it's her masterpiece.
Well, let's not waste any time.
الحين ننفخها.
The game is on.
So, what's the plan? I hope it all doesn't go horribly wrong.
We know that the elephant is seeking a female. We can arrange that. A doll with the appropriate scent might do miracles.
So you're a marriage broker? Well, I suppose that makes me a groomsman. You forgot about your new friends, Sherlock. Nabe and Laura. You won't reunite the trilogy?
Oh, are you enjoying torturing me? Those are your friends, John. I have a case to solve.
Well, it's up to you. But I think you'll regret it. Oh, she is a bit breezy, I must say.
Well, Goliath is eager for a single female elephant in his area. It should be just enough for his taste. You'll need to trust me.
Are we ready? I can't stand the tension.
We're ready. Let's call the elephant.
Impeccable.
How could anyone resist? I knew a lady once who said just that. Too bad I'm not an elephant. Take your time, Sherry. That deserves a slap. And then a kiss.
And here's our lovesick friend.
مسكين.
What is the meaning of this? Why are you bringing it here? I won't allow you to leave it.
I assure you that it is only a temporary measure. It won't be long until the elephant is gone, I promise you.
أكيد تبن. يوه.
It injured itself while running through the forest. The left tusk is larger and more worn. You're a left-tusked elephant. There's something in the needle. A feathered fletching. This might be promising. Peaceful and compliant, almost a gentleman.
Want to talk about the elephant in the yard?
اوه ايش هذا؟ I like it. من جد. قريت استنتاجات الناس وزين طلعت نفس كلامي. بول هي اللي قتلت. بتأكد من النقطة الأخيرة هنا. يب الرايت إلبو. بس أقدر أكلم أحد عن الدارت. شوف ذي الهبلة أقدر أكلمها.
I don't feel safe with that beast back here.
انطمي. Oh,
I have to leave you for a moment. Don't sail too far away.
Stop.
Be swift.
ما أقدر أستعمله. يب. يلا بس بنروح نمسك بول. وين؟ حط أصابع الاتهام نحو بول. بس بسوي شي قبل. فإذا حطيت كذا أنا نسيت قبل شو سويت الصراحة، ودي أبحث. هل أنا راح أسوي accuse ثم أختار إيش أقول بعدها.
Did it feel good killing Theodore Gilden after the humiliation and threats?
What? I thought you were blaming Goliath for that.
No, I think you killed Theodore Gilden. Goliath is, unfortunately, a victim of circumstance.
I'm far better than to kill Gilden. Believe me.
You were at the crime scene at the precise moment when Gilden died.
I was not. I was visiting the doctor after the attack on me.
Ah, of course, where no one saw you. That's an inconvenience. But in any case, the person who was there met the rage of the elephant. One was struck by the gate with such impact that they were thrown into the shed. The knife fell out. The bruises on your elbow match the contour of the hole in the shed.
But I told you where my bruises came from.
And I heard you, but you didn't catch my words. A bosun's knife was found there, a very specific tool commonly used in your field.
That's only your assumption. I was never there. I mean, I was, but not when this happened.
I can understand why you killed Mr. Gilden. He saw you with his daughter. He checked up on you, yachtsman, smuggler, and a woman. He went so far as to hire some thugs to attack you. Theodore knew your weakness, your career. He forced you into a corner. You're a survivor. You were prepared for the worst, but Theodore surpassed even your worst-case scenario. So you responded accordingly.
I've earned everything myself. Every victory, every trophy, every mangir. I achieved all of it without murder. I don't need to kill in order to win.
And you weren't afraid that he would reveal your secret to the owner of the yacht club or your competitors?
I can control my fear. Trust me, I wouldn't have become a professional athlete otherwise.
You see, I managed to capture the elephant. Goliath had a dart stuck in his hide, similar to the ones that you used to kill rodents. My guess is that you used Goliath. A dart can kill a mouse or human, but for an elephant it's not enough. Strychnine is a powerful stimulant and convulsant. Once the drug was in the bloodstream, Goliath became extremely agitated and so blinded by the flow of energy that he killed his owner.
And my dart is responsible for that. I'd rather use my hands.
Yes, there would have been fewer variables, but after the attack on you, your condition didn't allow for a direct confrontation. So, you used what you had.
That's not what happened. Anyone might have the same set of darts as I do. They're not expensive.
But not everyone knew Theodore and had access to his property.
سوري بس أنت مشتبه فيه
I
الأكبر.
revealed many truths and lies concerning Gildan. One banal fact is that he was a bitter and angry man who acted according to his own desires and impulses. Such people are dangerous, they are unpredictable, and value their own comfort more than anything and anyone. The same as you, Paul.
Are you out of your mind?
You're a gambler, smuggler, and actor. You indulge your self-importance. Such egocentricity and
ذي القضية
impulsivity.
صدقها كثير ناس كتبوا إنها مرة تلخبط ما تدري مين المتهم فيه.
You are
أنا
under
أحس البنت
arrest.
بعد متواطئة
Wait.
في الموضوع.
At least tell Imogen. Tell her where I am.
I think she deserves a space without you. I've heard you can gamble on racing in prison, only it's rat racing. No yachts. Goodbye, Paul.
Why did you pick my Paul? Out of all the people on this island. Just when I needed someone I could rely on.
Believe me, I saved you. I found the true murderer. Would you really choose to live with the person who took your father's life?
You took away the pillar I was relying on. Paul was my only hope. You've destroyed it.
It was Paul who destroyed it, not me. I was merely the fact-checker who discovered the real culprit. And now about that elephant.
Oh yes,
والله ياخذ
Goliath.
ذاك
You
الألف.
did nothing about it. I had to deal with it. Fortunately, there was a real man wanting to help me. He agreed to buy Goliath and relocate him to his property.
I suppose I must congratulate you.
I'd rather you leave. But first, here are my father's belongings. Some of them have information about your mother. Take them and leave me be.
I appreciate it, Miss Gildan. I assure you, I only wanted to find the true perpetrator.
Perhaps. Or perhaps you found a convenient scapegoat. Goodbye.
I truly hope you meet more honest people in the future. Take care.
أوه خسرت التحدي قصده والواتيفر بس هل الكيس صدق غلط؟ مرة يلخبط. بروح أشوف.
I have to leave you for a moment. Don't sail too far.
görmek güzel. Hava çok sıcak değil mi? Ne haber? I'm fine. Şimdi çok daha iyi hissediyorum.
Stop.
Help me, please.
I like you, friend, but I can't help you.
اوه ماي جاد، ثيودور كان يحبها.
My mother always wore this around her neck until one day it disappeared. I was wondering where it went. She said it was a birthday present from a good friend. I just had another glimpse of a memory, John. It's fuzzy, but I'm sure it happens somewhere in the manor.
Finally moving forward. Shall we go? You know, I envy you, Sherry. You can talk to other people and they won't ignore you.
And I envy you. You can ignore any person you're bored with. You don't miss out on much. Most men are dull, unlike yourself.
Well, I'm flattered.
Mycroft's umbrella. The only outgoing thing in his wardrobe.
ها كانت تحب سكر.
Something did happen that day, but no one can tell us the details. How can that be?
Agreed. It's rather suspicious.
Another one. There must be something important behind it. I can feel it.
روح اشتري اللوحة. اوه بس بروح اشتري اللوحة اول.
Simply the best garments on the island.
Landscapes and portrait. Enjoy your purchase.
This portrait was painted some time before my father's death. I would guess it's the only depiction of him that remains.
Oh. What? يعني هذا شيرلوك وهذاك ماينكرافت؟ هذاك أبوهم؟ طب وين جون ذا؟
a surprise for my mother. I was holding an ancient Greek vase, or... You had a shovel with you, John. I remember now. We dug up the vase from Greek ruins here on Cordona, and were eager to show my mother right away. For some reason, the door was closed. We knocked.
But nobody answered. We thought that she was busy.
So we left the vase and ran downstairs. I decided to gather some archaeological tools in order to take a closer look at the vase.
But then we heard something, didn't we?
Yes. It came from upstairs.
The vase was broken, shards scattered all over the floor. And your mother was standing at the door.
Indeed, John. I doubt it was her. Let me concentrate. Otto Richter was standing there, furious at us. Dr. Richter told us never to disturb my mother when the door is closed. He said she had broken the vase.
But we didn't believe him. I bet he smashed it. Her things are still here.
Presumably Mycroft never felt the need to sort through it all.
Or couldn't bring himself to.
No.
يعني صديقة من
Would have put
الطفولة
it
ده مو
behind him and
أخوه.
moved on. My brother is not one for sentimentality.
أخوك سايكو.
This room always reeked with an acrid medicinal stench. And here is the reason. Looks like it was damaged by a blunt object.
Look what I found. The White King is under attack. Sherry, can you save him and checkmate the opponent in one move?
أها مستحيل.
It's a strange feeling to read about my father's death in the newspaper. I can't recall anything except the deep feeling of loss.
You were too young. It happened before we even met. It's so sad. I'm sorry.
Before we even met.
Do you think the doctor could have used these tools here? I hope not.
واو تجننت أمه.
No labels. I doubt it ever had one. There appear to be residues of the bottle's contents at the bottom. Straps on the bed. Just doesn't look right. This picture was drawn by my mother. I recognize her hand. There's a date on it, 8th of December, 1868. This seems a bit odd. I can recognize my mother's style, but it's far too sloppy. Dated 12th of February, 1869.
Oh my god.
It's difficult to tell what this is meant to represent. There's no date at all.
أمها تجننت يعني؟ قتلت نفسها؟ Yeesh, وش ذا؟
Oh, I would love to take a bath right now.
Not this one. Surface corrosion suggests it was prone to extreme temperature fluctuations. For medical purposes, I suppose.
وش ذا الأصوات؟
Seems this was the most frequently used medication. 1 dram dissolved in a glass of water, administered daily. Not to exceed 1 dose in 24 hours, not to be given to children.
والله شكل أمه مرت بأشياء وهو جاته أم التراما نسى كل شيء. هذه ترسل رسائل للميت.
Oh, it brings back some memories.
قصدك traumas. طيب والله هذه تطول شويتين مخي يبغى يستوعب. سكيب سكيب بليز خلاص مرة ما أبغى أسوي. وات يسبب لها هلوسة.
You're not obliged to be here, Sherry. We can leave any time you want.
اوه بتساعدوني. Help me guide, help me. بعون الله أولا ثم هذا المرشد. طيب the bishop on the chessboard.
Oh, nice move. You saved the king and checkmated the black king with the rook.
زين خلصنا الحين.
The broken plate shards were all over the floor. Mycroft had to change his suit as the one he was wearing was completely stained. Mother was troubled that morning. Something we did upset her. Dr. Richter tried to calm her down. We had to put the tray with Mother's morning tea down, but why? It's starting to ring a bell. I think it happened in the morning.
I don't believe you! Liars! Get away from me! It's not true! It's not real!
What? Oh.
Everything will be okay, Sherry. I promise.
It was the morning of the 9th of April, the day my mother died. My mother, she was not just ill, but mad. God have mercy.
I'm sorry. That explains why you locked the memory away.
There must be more, John. That was the morning of her death. I need to know what happened.
Every time you...
Oh.
I just don't... Please, Sherry, leave it be.
Just breathe, John. You know that I cannot leave the last stone unturned. We are so close.
I know. But can we at least leave it for another day?
Well, history tells us these memories are triggered by our investigation of other matters. I suspect it could not be forced even if I so desired.
Thank you. How are you feeling about all this? Tell me, I'm not the only one reeling.
It feels wrong, sad. Like they're the memories of another man. I'm struggling to reconcile my love for my mother with the reality of who she was. And worse, what possessed Mycroft to lie about it? There are precious few pieces of this puzzle remaining, John. Let us dawdle here no longer.
Indeed. Wait. Did you hear that?
Huh?
Yes. Metallic soles. What is this sailor doing here?
مين جا البيت؟ ايش تبغى؟
Sherlock Holmes, isn't it? I was looking for you.
With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
You can call me your new game. The rules are simple. I have something for you, but you alone must work out what that is.
And that something is my prize, I suppose?
You're a fast learner, sir.
cannot believe that Mr. Vogel has somehow successfully called my attention to his gallery. You're here with an invitation to visit it, obviously.
My word, you are fast, Mr. Holmes. Could you explain how you came to that conclusion?
Of course. Explanations are my favourite part of any conversation. Hands without any sign of regular physical activity, in contradiction to one who would most usually wear such a uniform. The paint in your hair is pink. I don't know of any military service that paints their ships pink, unless they have launched a new fashionable fleet. A sailor with the soul of an artist? I would suggest rather a gallery employee disguised as a sailor to mislead me. How many artists on the island know where I live and of my passion for deduction? Werner Vogel is clearly at the top of the list. And you've been attempting to conceal something square-shaped within your pocket. An invitation, I suppose. An invitation to Mr. Vogel's gallery.
That was remarkable, Mr. Holmes. Mr. Vogel was right about your genius. I think he may have even underestimated you. This is your invitation. Please tell Mr. Vogel that the seed has been planted. He asked me to tell you to do so, if you win this little game. Farewell.
Oh. يلا يكفي بس لليوم.